Good morning, Riley.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Good, good. It's nice to see your face. It's
You
it's been
too.
a
It's
while.
been too long, that's for
Yes,
sure.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Um, Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us for 10 Minutes with 52.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The last few weeks, we've been focusing on organizations that are adjacent to 52 Limited's community. And as a creative and tech staffing agency, it made so much sense for us to invite you, Vice President of Events and Experiences from the Technology Association of Oregon, to tell us a little bit about the organization, who your community consists of, and what you've got cooking. So let's start from the very beginning.
Okay.
And why don't you tell us about, the origin of TAO and kind of your community?
Yeah. We are a 36-year plus organization, not under the name TAO, Technology Association of Oregon, but we've been everything from Tech America to the Software Association of Oregon. And I think it was almost 9, maybe 10 years ago that they moved to Technology Association of Oregon because we cover more than just software. We do manufacturing, we work with hardware companies, we do cloud-based computing. So it's a wider spectrum than it was 36 years ago when the organization really started. And so we would work with a variety of tech companies and tech-enabled companies. So companies like Nike and Daimler and like Ruby Receptionists, where their main product is not tech, we consider them tech-enabled and in turn tech companies because they are creating proprietary software and hardware and things that help make their business run better. So
Kind of, I mean, in this day and age, it feels like everything is is kind of moving towards that direction of tech enabled.
for sure.
What are you hearing from your companies? I mean, are they extremely busy? Your members, are they, inundated with new work and projects to kind of meet the needs of the market?
Yeah, I think there's a variety of things happening. I think a lot of people are, when COVID hit and we started having pivots and transition and working, people really took that in stride, and especially within the tech community, they're continuing business as usual. Some are making full pivots and really going after the problems that are at hand, remote working and making sure that people have the bandwidth and the structures in place so that they're as successful at home as they would be in the office. And so I think it's been difficult for companies, but I think they're overall, Oregon and Southwest Washington companies have really shown a lot of innovation. They've also shown that they're community minded. So we have a list on our website of things that companies that we're working with are doing to help support folks during this time. And so they're resources that they might not have heard of to help support them. Comcast is giving internet support, and Verizon is giving time for folks to be able to use their phones longer. And so and then small businesses are providing resume updates for people who might have been laid off. So there are a wide variety of things that are happening within the community. So it's been really lovely to see during this time how everybody's kind of come together.
That's great. I mean, I think it's more important than ever to stay close to our communities, to help one another. Tell us about your membership model and how people can join and kind of the benefits of being a TAO member.
Yeah, so we're a member by company association. So when a company signs on, every one of their employees is considered a member of our association. So and that's done by company size. So, membership costs are by company size. So the smaller the company, the smaller the amount they would have to pay to buy into the association. And we have over 400 member companies, and about 70 to 75% of them are those tech and tech-enabled companies. The other companies are, we call them service providers, and they're folks like accountants and lawyers and folks like 52 Limited who help provide staffing resources. And those are folks who support the tech industry. So the companies that we work with day in and day out. And so that's our structure. And again, all of those company employees are considered members of the association. So that equates to about 40 to 60,000 people in Oregon and Southwest Washington who can take advantage of the educational programming that we're creating, the opportunities for networking. We do advocacy on behalf of tech companies, so that helps a lot, especially with the smaller tech companies who are having issues maybe regionally or statewide or nationally. We've got our finger in the mix there to make sure that we're doing what's right by the tech industry in order to grow a really inclusive and engaging and exciting economy here based on tech. And so we also offer for smaller tech companies, we have a 401k plan that they can buy into. So they're buying into a bigger structure than just a small company would be able to do. We have a healthcare plan. We have other benefits that our member companies offer to other members that they wouldn't normally offer to companies. So it's a really exciting structure and a great way for folks to get engaged with the tech industry.
That's awesome. I know traditionally you, specifically you as VP of Experience and Events, have put on, tons of lunch and learns and webinars and panels and networking events. Because of our current, public health safety concerns of gathering in large groups, I know you've pivoted to digital, like many of us have. Tell us some more about the events that you've got going on now, things to look forward to, topics that you're kind of focused on, and how we can participate.
Yeah, so we had normally in a normal year, we would put on between 130, 150 events a year for the technology industry. And those are things from like dinner for 12 for C-suite individuals so they can have conversations amongst themselves, to our larger scale events like the Oregon Technology Award, which is usually 700 people plus. So we definitely had to do a huge pivot in mid-March to support the programming that we already had in play, but also make sure that we were touching on things that were important to companies as they moved into a new world. And so we created a variety of webinar opportunities, a lot of them focused on resiliency. So we talked with a lot of the key players within government, had them on webinars with Skip Newberry, our president and CEO, talking about how companies in Oregon and individuals could all be more resilient at the end of these things, at the end of COVID, should it end, within the next year or so. And really offering people not only hope, but offering them, structured guidelines or guides to be able to move their company forward during this time. And so that's really been the focus of what we've been offering. We've also been offering we took our Experience Oregon Tech and our job seekers group, and we kind of merged them together and started a virtual job seekers Experience Oregon Tech. So we've had 3 to 4 companies per month talking about their companies, telling about open positions or soon to be open positions and internships. And we've had between 75 and 150 people on those phone calls to learn more about the companies. And we imagine we'll be doing more and more of those as the year goes on. So really, our whole goal is to make sure that we're still supporting programming in the way that we normally would have done in person, but now doing it virtually. And the same goes for our larger scale events. Unfortunately, we're not hosting our favorite event of the year, Party in the Pinot, out under the Oregon sunshine in July, but we are going to be hosting the Oregon Tech Awards virtually in September. And that event will be live streamed so the entire community can participate in that way and really see the innovation that's coming out of Oregon and see the inspiring companies that are really making us, putting us on the map as a tech sector.
Yeah, all of your events have been so lovely. And as an attendee in the past, I commend your efforts in being equitable and providing different spaces and different locations and a variety of topics that for someone that is tech adjacent is still very applicable and interesting. As a non-member, can attendees, can they still join the events that you're hosting?
Oh, most definitely. They can still participate. There's registration sites. We do charge non-members a small fee to participate, just because it is a member benefit to be able to participate for free. But it's really minimal. It's between $5 and $10 for our virtual events. And that helps support underwriting staff time and efforts to put these on, because, while we're a member-based organization, a lot of our money comes from in-person events. And so having to do this pivot, we still have have some budget bandwidth that we need to work on as well. So yeah, anybody is welcome, and they can find that information at techoregon.org, and then /events. They can find all of the events that we have coming up in the near future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So people should definitely check out your website, sign up for the Loop newsletter, attend an event, and really utilize all of the resources that you've provided.
Yes, please. And if you have any questions, reach out. We're a staff of 7. Like we're teeny tiny for what we do. And we've been a small staff, even putting on all of those in-person events. And really our job is to be a connector within the industry and to make sure that people feel welcome and feel like they can get involved in, you know, whatever level they want to. So we welcome any conversations and opportunities to get people engaged and involved.
Well, I have certainly always felt that way. And thank you so much for attending and talking to us for 10 minutes today.
Yeah.
And hope to see you virtually or in person soon.
Yes, for sure. Now that we know that we're neighbors, this will be great.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
for attended 10 minutes to 52. And be well. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye.